Greetings, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you're at in the world, and also depending on when you actually watch this for those that catch it on the replay. Today, we're going to dive into a subject that it's you cannot ignore it, right? We're doomed to have a supposed second moon, which we know it's a spacecraft, right? That looks like an asteroid, but it was actually deliberately hauled into our atmosphere or our orbit by the Guardian Alliance or the Guardian races for a specific reason. We're going to go into what to expect as a result of having the influences of two celestial bodies and what it does to the collective, to the electromagnetic field, which holds together the current reality construct, right? We call the matrix, and what to expect in the next few weeks as it has this effect on us. But for at first, before I get started, I just wanted to introduce myself to all the new people. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and please share this with as many people as possible. I'm also the author of those books behind me, The Secret Government, Invisible Architects, and Our Cosmic Origin, Restoring Galactic Information Back to the Earth. Now, before I go into today's topic, I do want to make a reference of an event that actually took place on the 28th of September. Did I mention the date? Well, I am now. It is the 28th of September, 2024. So in the year 1542, an explorer by the name of Juan Rodriguez Gabrilo, known as the discoverer of California, landed this day in 1542 near what is now called San Diego and became the first European to set foot on the west coast of what would become the United States government. So this event took place in 1542 on the 28th of September. I want to welcome a few of you. I see Carolina Mattis is in the house. Wolf Mother is in the house. Joanna is in the house. Who else is in the house? Wow, the chat is just paused for a second there. I can't even read more names. But I do want to welcome everybody who is in the house. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so apparently we've all heard about this, right? This is not new information. From September 29th to November 25th, humanity will be witnessing an unprecedented celestial event that many think it's an asteroid, right? They're calling it an asteroid, or they're going to say it's going to be like our second moon that's going to hit that's already going to be hitting the Earth's orbit by tomorrow. This event is not a mere astronomical accident, all right, but rather a divine intervention, believe it or not, right? This is part of a divine intervention to shake humanity from its long slumber and awaken consciousness on a planetary scale. Beyond the surface narrative, the asteroid is not just a floating rock in space, but an artificial construct built by benevolent advanced ET races, also known as the Guardians, that are orchestrating to counterbalance the effects of our current moon, right, which was a construct that has influenced humanity's emotions and our thoughts and energetic fields for thousands of years. For those that didn't know about our current moon, the current moon that we see up in space is an artificial construct that was hauled into our solar system by the draconian Anunnaki when they took over the affairs of the Earth following the fall of Atlantis. It is an artificial moon. It's not organic like the original moon that was here with us during the second seeding in the times of Lemuria. Okay, so just to give you guys a little update or a little brief description as to what is really up in space. Okay, it's been an artificial construct this whole time. All right, so let's dive into this topic that not only is intriguing but deeply relevant, for a lot of people. The possibility of having the effects of a second moon orbiting the Earth and the potential impacts this could have on human emotions and psychic and the planet itself is ginormous, right? Is ginormous. While this may sound like science fiction, right, the effects of the moon on our lives are well documented and have been studied for centuries. So let's dive into what the research says first, before I get into the galactic report as to, this moon being a spacecraft that is camouflaged as an asteroid for a very specific reason. Okay, so let's see what the research has to say about the moon's profound influence on humanity and the Earth. So to understand what impact a second moon could have is essential to first explore what we know about our current moon's effects on Earth and its inhabitants. So for millennia, right, human beings have looked to the moon as a source of mystery, as a source of rhythm and power. From folklore to scientific studies, the moon has been linked to various natural and psychological phenomena. Its cycles have influenced human activity, farming, believe it or not, women's menstrual cycles, and perhaps most notably, emotions and mental states. So the second moon, supposedly this asteroid, right, that is to act as a second moon, as you guys will come to understand, it's not. Gravitational force is going to play a huge, crucial role in the Earth's natural processes, most notably on the ocean tides. Okay, this is probably a good time to not be around the coastlines. It creates a rhythm of rise and fall that is felt not just by water, but by all biological life, which is composed of approximately 70% water. The moon's gravitational pull exerts an invisible but powerful influence, creating a subtle energetic push and pull that may believe directly impacts human emotions, biological cycles, and even behavior. So many studies have explored the moon's influence on human psychology, often focusing on sleep patterns, mood fluctuations, and even crime rates. While some research remains inconclusive, there is compelling evidence to suggest that the moon plays a role in shaping human behavior. So, a study published in the journal Current Biology in the year 2013 found that people had less deep sleep and longer time to fall asleep during the full moon, just to give you guys an example, right? Despite being in completely dark rooms without any direct exposure to moonlight, right? This indicates that the lunar phase has an internal biological effect on the human body. Furthermore, research published in the International Journal of Nursing Practice in the year 2004 indicated that incidents of emergency room admissions, mental health issues, and disturbances tend to increase during the full moon. Okay, so this is fact, guys. The moon's phases are believed to influence neurohormones, neurotransmitters, and melatonin levels, which can alter mood, sleep patterns as well. This gravitational force could amplify emotions from excitement to aggression, providing a biological basis for the idea of lunacy. Well, where do you guys think they get the word lunacy? It's derived from the Latin word luna, which means moon, right? So sometimes they associate a higher rate of lunacy taking place when there is a more intensive gravitational pull by the moon, especially during its full phase. So, although some scientists remain skeptical about the full extent of the moon's impact, evidence from healthcare professionals, police officers, and social workers supports the theory that the lunar cycles may heighten emotional states and unusual behaviors. So, an article in the Journal of Affective Disorders that was published in 2019 found that suicide rates have shown a subtle but notable increase during full moons, suggesting a link between the moon's gravitational effects and human mental health. So, if you guys know anybody who is borderline suicide, you know what I mean. I don't even know if I could say that word here. Borderline that, and you know that they're having issues with that, and they're having a hard time. This is a time to actually get them out of that state or that mentality, right? Because of the fact that their willingness to end their life is just going to increase 100-fold when we have the gravitational effects of two celestial bodies. So now that we understand the influence of our current moon, let's explore what might happen if Earth gains the influence of what they call a second moon. But of course, it's not a second moon. It was deliberately hauled in here, just like they hauled in our current moon 50,000 years ago. This was also hauled in here in the form of an asteroid. Okay, so so what we understand is the influence of our current moon. If we were to explore what might happen if we were to have a second gravitational effect by this celestial body, that could significantly amplify the current effects both on Earth's environment and human consciousness. Okay, so there was a saying, and this is validated and confirmed by Dolores Cannon, that as we approach the shift of the ages, the negatives are going to are going to get more negative. The lunacy, the crazy people are going to get crazier. The spiritual people are going to get more spiritual. They're going to have an you could say upscale in consciousness, okay? And depending on where everyone else is in between, it's going to do, it's magnify their current state of vibration. So one of the things to consider, having a double gravitational effect, um, which is going to affect the tides and water cycles. The introduction of a second possible gravitational effect creates an entirely new gravitational dynamic, not only altering the ocean tides, but also affecting weather patterns, rainfall, and natural cycles. With water being a primary conductor of energy and information, the fluctuations in tides could have a more profound impact on human emotions, as well as on the behavior of other living organisms, leading to heightened states of awareness if we're on the path, right, of self-awareness, right? Also, for those that are not self-aware, it's going to become more, life's going to become more agitated. There's going to be a higher sense of agitation for those that are just constantly reacting to circumstances, right? That have no control of their own thoughts. It's just going to get worse, right? For those that are tranquil, for those that are on the spiritual path, that are incorporating a daily meditation, prayer, whatever it is that gets you in that moment, in that embodied moment, you're going to be feeling a greater sense of tranquility, all right? Depending on the alignment of the moons, of course, or what they call the moons. So another thing to consider is heightened impact on human physiology and emotions. If one moon can already affect your sleep cycles, your emotional states, and your mental health, now can you guys imagine what a second moon would do? Or the equivalent of having the gravitational effect of a second moon. There could be an increase in intensity of emotional experiences and bringing suppressed emotions to the surface. That is something that we're going to be seeing on a collective and on an individual level. Whatever you guys have been suppressing, whatever I've been suppressing, it's all going to just come and smack us. It's all coming out, right? That's what's going to be happening in the next few weeks. Everything that is not been dealt with, it's just going to come. We're going to have to deal with it, guys. So some of us might go through a dark night of the soul, okay? Which is normal when that happens. But just remember, if you guys stay centered, if you guys are in your daily state of peace through your practices, by embodying more of yourself, by being more centered, more grounded, then I wouldn't worry about that, okay? So for those that are already sensitive to the moon's phases, this additional gravitational influence could enhance intuitive abilities, all right? Some of you guys might be activating some of these dormant DNAs, right? And emerging as the first super meta humans, angelic humans, humans with supernatural abilities, just like the X-Men, right? It might enhance creativity and introspect clarity, of course, but it could also lead to emotional upheaval, anxiety, or mental exhaustion. Exhaustion. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. Exhaustion. Sorry, boy, I've been I've been doing a lot today, guys. But it's going to affect everybody depending on where they're choosing to vibrate, right? According to the Hawkins scales of vibration, if you guys are in the higher frequencies, well, it's just going to magnify that. But if you're entertaining the lower frequencies of anxiety, stress, and worry, it's just going to magnify that as well. So I'm just letting you guys know, okay? So it's best to stay in a high vibration for the next almost 2 months. So on a positive note, right, if the existing moon already has a subtle effect on behavior, a second moon might serve as a powerful catalyst for psychological transformation. Again, this ties into the idea that this was deliberately placed into our orbit by are you guys ready for this? By the Blue Avians. The Blue Avians. I just revealed who they were. All right, so they do work with the Rock Confederacy. We're talking about beings that come from harmonic universe 4, dimensions 10, 11, and 12. The enhanced gravitational field could potentially create more significant oscillations in the Earth's electromagnetic field, which is linked to our brain's electromagnetic activity. This means that our thoughts, our dreams, and consciousness could become more malleable, more intensified, providing both opportunities for profound personal growth and potential risk for emotional either imbalance or emotional healing. That all depends on where you are all vibrating in the spectrum of the Hawkins scale. That's the best way to say it. So on a negative note, the combined effect of two celestial bodies exerting gravitational pull could also lead to a period of heightened reactivity where people may experience increased impulsivity. They're just reacting, right? They have no control, emotional volatility, or even episodes of irrational behavior. All right, just be aware of that. It's probably best to stay away from those people that you would consider negative normies, whatever, people that like to suck your energy. It's probably best to stay away from them for the next 2 months. So, just as the moon is set to bring things to light metaphorically, the second moon could amplify this effect, causing individuals to confront their deepest truths, fears, and desires. Well, this could be an opportunity for collective healing, which is going to offer that, right? For those that are on the positive spectrum of the Hawkins scale of vibration, not only will they bring healing, but it could also lead to transformation. It will also provide chaos for those who are not prepared to face their own subconscious patterns. So this is it. This is the great collective, right? I mean, awake quickening, as they call it, the great quickening. So another thing to consider is that for the next few weeks, there is going to be a huge collective and planetary effect on consciousness, both on an individual basis and on the planet, and on the collective, of course. The interaction of both moons could potentially shake humanity into a heightened state of awareness. Spiritual traditions have long suggested that celestial bodies act as mirrors to our own consciousness, reflecting and amplifying what lies within us. Okay, so if there's something that you guys are hiding, well, I'm sorry to say this, but in the next few weeks, it's all going to come to the light. All right, anything that you're suppressing, anything that you just haven't dealt with. So at the second moon, the second spacecraft, let's just call it, disguised as an asteroid, with its second gravitational and energetic influence, it could actually accelerate also, for those that are waiting for the collapsing of the matrix, the breakdown of the old paradigm, right? The patriarchy, the cabal, and everything that holds that infrastructure together, okay? That could also be happening, okay? Societal norms, thought constructs, and structures that have kept humanity in a state of collective sleep, or what we call unawakened. So the Earth's electromagnetic field is intimately tied to both the moon and human consciousness. Scientific studies have shown that disruptions in the Earth's magnetic field can correlate with disturbances in human cognition, emotions, and physical well-being. Okay, we are triune beings, mind, body, and spirit. So it's not just affecting your emotions, it's affecting your mind and it's affecting your body and your spirit. The addition of a second moon would lead to a complete interplay of gravitational forces, which in turn would or could alter the Earth's magnetic field and create a new fluctuating energetic environment. This shift may play a role in breaking down the matrix, which is a reality construct that was created by Enki and the fallen Anunnaki with using the Saturn moon black cube phenomena, right? So, the best way to describe it is the breaking down the entire energetic constructs that have governed our consciousness for thousands of years, right? Since they set up that reincarnational cycle, right? Through the Saturn moon matrix, which is no longer operable, by the way, no longer operable, but there are still, some negative effects that are happening from our current moon that was, of course, brought into our solar system by the Draconians. So that's why this new celestial body is being brought to counteract that, okay? Ending the old electromagnetic paradigm, you could say, that holds together the infrastructure of everything, guys. Everything's about to collapse. All right, so all these structures are going to be perhaps dissolving as a result of this energetic effect. Humanity will be propelled to question societal norms, and we're talking about those that are still not awakened, right? They're going to be questioning everything, okay? Political systems and personal beliefs, setting the stage for a global awakening to higher consciousness and deeper self-awareness. In fact, today's topic in my Ascension class was about self-awareness and learning about the path of enlightenment, which is learning how to integrate with different aspects of yourself. Those who have been working on elevating their frequency may find this period an extraordinary time for spiritual enhancement or advancement. I'm sorry. While those holding onto fear or negative thought patterns may struggle to cope with the influx of energetic changes. Interestingly, this event's timing around, of course, election period, right, or times of which is a time of societal upheaval, right? We're going to be witnessing a transition of power that only happens every few thousand years, right? That leads from a dark age to the age of light, right? The golden age, right? So throughout the different epochs, we've seen this torch going from the dark to the light, right? The light signifies the golden age, the millennium. And then, of course, after the fall of Atlantis, it went into the dark, right? That ushered in the rule of the cabal, and then we went into the Egyptian golden age for a few thousand years. That ushered in another era of light, right, where the torch was passed to the good guys. So now we're in that transition period where that torch is being passed from the dark brotherhood to the brotherhood of light, right, or the alliance. So this alignment provides an opportunity to consciously control our thoughts also. All right, this is where we're going to be challenged. This is where we need to distinguish between others' thoughts that we're picking up through telepathy as we are connected to a unified hive, organic mind hive, right, where our entire species is part of a social memory complex, and our own thoughts, okay? So this is an important time to also distinguish that, okay? Be in control of your thoughts as much as you can, because also your thoughts and your emotions and your intentions during this next few weeks are going to amplify, intensify, which means that the precipitation of what we call manifestation is going to increase. So remember, this is our time to be co-creators, guys, our time to be co-creators of our reality. So let's take advantage of these energies and let's amplify, right, by focusing and feeling what we would consider a new heaven on earth. Okay, so for those who are mindful and prepared, right, I'm talking about those that are daily, whether through meditation or prayer, you're constantly centering yourself, you're connecting with God's source, okay? The dual moons may serve as a powerful tool for transformation, breaking through the barriers of collective illusion and allowing for a higher state of awareness and unity. Cheers to green tea. Green tea is my friend. I love green tea. For those who are unprepared or are vibrating at lower frequencies, the intensified energies may provoke confusion, irrational behavior, or emotional breakdowns. So this period may serve as a turning point, a chance to confront and transmute lower vibrations or succumb to the lunacy that the dual moon may bring. The potential arrival of a second moon, as they call it, as you guys now know, it's not a second moon. It's going to have the effects of a second moon, but it is an artificial construct. It is a spacecraft, all right, camouflaged as an asteroid. It is not just going to be an astronomical event. It is a significant opportunity for human transformation. So if the research on the moon's current influence on human emotion and psyche is an indication, the impact of a second moon would be profound, catalyzing both collective and personal shifts. While there will undoubtedly be challenges as we navigate these heightened energies, it's essential to approach this period with grounded heart, being heart-centered and an open mind, and a willingness to let go of the old patterns, okay? Anything that might no longer be in alignment with your divine self, this is the time to just let that go. Okay, so we stand at the brink of an extraordinary change and transformation. The two effects of these two celestial bodies may indeed be mirroring, reflecting not just the heavens, but our own souls, calling humanity to awaken, transcend, and step into the era of consciousness. So again, what's happening right now is not a mere accident. This is not a floating asteroid that just decided to pop out of its orbit and come into, closer to the Earth's orbit. This is happening by divine intervention to help in the awakening process of the collective, where everything comes to light, right? There is no coincidence that the P. Diddy tapes are going to be, exposed, all right? This is going to be cool, right? Everyone's going to know the truth. This is all part of this. So So the second moon, okay, the effects of what they call the second moon, which is really a spacecraft. For eons, the moon has played a crucial role in amplifying human emotions, creating shifts in behavior, moods, and spiritual energy. Its phases have historically had profound effects on Earth's gravitational field, right? Which is what holds what, guys? It holds the reality construct, right? It holds what we consider or perceive to be reality. It holds this illusion together, right? It's called the electromagnetic field. It is that our consciousness interacts with the electromagnetic field that solidifies this table in front of me, because in actuality, it is empty space, right? As proven through quantum physics. So, which in turn is also going to influence biology. So when the electromagnetic field of the planet changes, so does the morphogenetic fields, which is what? The energetic patterns that shape physical life on Earth, right? So the moon's gravitational pull orchestrates tidal movements, but it also pulls at the invincible waters within each of us, our emotions, our subconscious patterns, and our energy. Many esoteric traditions believe that the moon's influence has been a tool to keep humanity in a state of lunacy, right? Cycling through emotional waves and suppressed subconscious states that prevent awakening to higher consciousness. This fluctuating influence has been a hidden factor in shaping the very nature of human behavior and consciousness, as stated earlier. So, the moon itself is not a natural celestial body, but an artificial construct that was brought into our solar system. All right, we're talking about the current moon, not the asteroid, right? It's been around for over 50,000 years. It was hauled into our solar system by the Anunnaki that aligned with the reptilians. So its purpose was to, or let's just say the Draco, right? There's different reptilian species out there. So its purpose was to manipulate the energetic environment of Earth, installing a false matrix of control over human thought patterns and natural cycles. I am referring to the current moon that we've had for over 50,000 years. So by affecting the Earth's electromagnetic field, this artificial moon has maintained a subtle influence over the collective consciousness, right? Reinforcing limitations and keeping humanity locked within a lower vibrational frequency. So now the Guardians have decided to neutralize that, right, in a form of an asteroid, which is an artificial craft that is set to counterforce the final remnants of this, effect that this artificial moon, this other moon, has had for over 50,000 years. So the approaching asteroid, right, as NASA calls it, as NASA, which means, right, it's full of lies. Yeah, NASA is never going to admit the truth, right? They're hiding all the evidence for the breakaway groups and the advanced interplanetary and stellar technology that these secret space programs have developed within the private sector. They don't want people to know the truth. And in fact, I think that's why they created NASA, to make us think that they're the whatever. But no, it's all a big lie. Anyway, so the approaching asteroid, while seemingly an innocent space rock, is believed to be an intelligently designed craft created by the Rock Confederacy, specifically tasked with disrupting the current moon's influence over the Earth, because in a way that's been helping to maintain the current reality construct, right, by controlling the electromagnetic field of the planet. So the positive ETs, right, have long been monitoring the Earth's progress, right, and energetics. They are now deciding to intervene, right, at this pivotal time in human history to provide an alternative energetic influence. So they're not openly appearing, right? They're not going to be violating, the prime directive. So they're doing it differently, right? So this artificial craft, designed as an asteroid, is not just randomly appearing in our orbit, but it has been guided here intentionally to counterbalance the long-standing effects of the Saturn moon matrix, which was actually neutralized a few years back, but the moon's still been, it still has had some last, you could say, remnant gravitational effects from that is still affecting our consciousness today. So this could mean that that's going to be neutralized with this new energy coming in, right? And like I said, expect for the collapsing of the paradigm, expect for the current collapsing of everything, and for everything to come to the surface. So the craft's entry into Earth's orbit will establish a new gravitational and electroenergetic influence that stands in direct opposition to the matrix, what that final, you could say, remnant pull from the matrix moon that has existed for thousands of years. These two celestial bodies, our current artificial moon and the artificial asteroid craft, will create a double impact on the planet's electromagnetic field. And isn't it in all the holy books when they say that at the end of the current age, before the beginning of the next era, right, as I call it, epoch, wouldn't all the signs be in the heavens, right? Look at the heavens. All the signs are going to be there. Well, this is part of that. So it is a cosmic play orchestrated to force dormant energies to surface, revealing hidden truths, subconscious patterns, and unresolved emotions. Again, I have to remind you guys of that. Everything's coming to the surface, okay? So the interaction will apparently trigger a significant amplification of energies, creating the potential for a profound awakening of human consciousness. So that's the goal, guys. That is the goal, okay? So as the second moon arrives, there will be a noticeable intensification in the frequency of Earth's energetic field. For those who are sensitive to energies, and I'm referring to all of you empaths and intuitives out there, this will be a time of heightened intuition, right? Rapid manifestation, and acceleration of spiritual growth. Like I said, I wouldn't doubt if some of you are the first to activate the dormant genetics and becoming like, Magneto or something. Or not Magneto, he was a villain, but having his abilities but using it for good, right? Or like a Jedi. The asteroid's influence, working in tandem with the existing moon's energies, will act as a mirror to humanity, reflecting both the beauty and darkness within everything, both individually and collectively. Okay? It will compel people to confront their true selves, peeling away illusion and forcing a deeper understanding of their soul's journey and their role in the collective consciousness. So this is a time of accountability. For those vibrating at a higher frequency, this period will offer an opportunity to ascend further, becoming beacons of light amidst a rapidly transforming world. However, for those who have remained in low vibrational states, clinging to fear, anger, and unconscious behaviors, this amplification may be a reverse effect. I keep reiterating that, guys, because it's all depending on where you're at in the Hawkins scale of vibrational frequencies. The double impact of the two celestial objects might bring forth a shaking up that causes agitation, confusion, or even chaotic behaviors as the false constructs of this reality is shattered. In essence, the dual moons will act as a cosmic catalyst, rapidly dissolving the illusionary matrix that has governed, or really just the dissolving of the veil, right? The veil that has governed humanity's reality for thousands of years, right? This is pretty cool. I'm actually excited to see, what positive changes happen on the planet as a result of this. So again, this is not by mere accident, right? This is not an asteroid, a rock floating in space that just decided to come into our orbit. This is a celestial event that is actually here for a specific reason. Now, some of you are saying, well, does it have anything to do with the November event? Well, again, everything leads to that. This is going to be here till the 25th of November, and we know that the November event happens on the 5th. So, of course, it's going to have a huge impact on that. Not in a negative way, of course, right? In a positive, where all their skeletons come out, right? A full, assessment of, or what they call a full, where they investigate everything, when everything comes to light. I guess assessment is the word, right? Okay, so it is a time when collective thoughts and emotions are already charged, providing the perfect environment for the double lunar energies to make their greatest impact. So this might also serve as a reminder that we are actually creators of our reality, right? Because our thoughts are going to be manifesting at the speed of light, or at least it's going to increase our manifestation abilities. It's important to understand that your emotions are going to be amplified and your intentions are also going to be amplified or enhanced. See, the heightened energy of this period is going to make imperative for people to control their thoughts and emotions, as the amplified frequencies will force individuals to confront their shadows, right? It all has to come to the surface. So if you guys have not dealt with your shadow self, if you guys haven't tamed the ego, this is the time to do it, bringing repressed truths and unresolved traumas to the surface. So if there's something that you still haven't resolved, that you still haven't healed, if you know what I mean, this is a time to heal it, guys. Okay, because it's all coming to the surface no matter what. Except it's just going to be amplified. So the dual moon's energies will act as a powerful force, propelling humanity to awaken from its long slumber and realize the power of consciousness. The double lunar influence will increase the breakdown of the artificial matrix, exposing the distortions and manipulations that have hidden truth for a very long time. It will serve as a divine intervention, shaking up the collective to a point where the false structures of society, politics, and personal belief systems are no longer sustainable. So, yes, this again ties in with the collapsing of the old paradigm structure, organized religion, the way we do modern medicine. This period will be a catalyst for rapid transformation, a turning point in the evolution of human consciousness. So, this second celestial body is a beautiful celestial event, right? That is about to take place tomorrow. It starts tomorrow. It's going to be with us for almost 2 months. November 25th, it leaves. It is going to be a calling for humanity to rise to a higher state of awareness and embrace the inevitable shifts in consciousness that are to come. It is a divine intervention designed to awaken the soul and spirit of humanity, catalyzing a movement towards truth, freedom, and ascension. This event is an opportunity for humanity to reclaim its sovereignty, transcend the false matrix, and align, of course, with the cosmic energies of the universe that have long awaited the awakening of planet Earth. So as we prepare for this period that starts tomorrow and ends on the 25th of November, it is crucial to ground yourselves, to be absolutely control, have absolute dominion of your thoughts and emotions, and embrace the coming changes with an open heart and a high vibration. The energies of the dual of gravitational effects will accelerate spiritual growth for those that are on the path, but they will also magnify everything that we are, both light and dark. This is a time to heal, to awaken, and to allow those divine gifts to unfold, offering, let me just say it like this, to step into fully embodiment, okay? This is an opportunity, this is going to offer us an opportunity to be fully embodied if you choose to, of course. So this double lunar impact is not just a threat, but it is a divine gift, okay? Perhaps this is the bifurcation, who knows? All I'm saying, it's best to be grounded, guys. Okay, so it's going to be offering humanity the chance to break free from its self-imposed limitations, if you guys have put those on yourselves, right? And to step into a new era of consciousness, truth, and unity. So that is the message from the Raw Confederacy, by the way. All right, so now I get to acknowledge some of you guys. I see Tino Petronzio is in the house. I see Jane Doe is in the house. Jill Hunt is in the house. Radiant Guardians is in the house. Master Light is in the house. And Jill Hunt is in the house. Who else is in the house? All 1,347 people. Welcome, welcome. All right, guys, if you guys want to ask me questions, please type them in capital letters so that I could bypass the chat. I don't see any questions. So if you guys have any questions, this is the time to address them. All right, guys? All right. I'm just waiting for questions, guys. I don't even know. I think there's a delay in the chat. I think you guys are hearing me still doing the end of the presentation. Is that the case? Because I don't see any questions. Oh, this is a question. Okay, this is a good one from Anne. How large is the coming supposed second moon, which is really an artificial construct, or I already mentioned, a spacecraft? It is actually the same size as our current moon, so it's pretty big. Not as big as the Earth, but yeah, it's about the same size as our moon. That's why it's going to have a double gravitational effect. Um, this is God over fear asking me, do you think there's going to be an election? Um, you know what? Based on what's going to be happening due to this gravitational effect, everything might just fall in favor of the White Hats, right? Everything, guys. Which means that the opposite person that is running will have to step down as a result of all the crimes against them. That's what that means. So, but who knows? Who knows? Okay, but based on what's going to happen when everything has to be, coming to the light, everything has to surface. I would have to say that it's going to fall in favor of the Earth Alliance. Absolutely. So I'm not going to say yes or no, but I guess we're all going to find out. This is another good question from Archangel Thea. Welcome, Archangel Thea. So when are we going to start seeing the visible? When are we going to see it visibly is what you're saying, I think. Let's see if I could rewind this. Um, I am not sure, guys. I'm not sure about that. I'm gonna have to get back to you later. But of course, NASA and the fake news is telling us that we're probably not going to be able to see it, which means that they're probably going to use some sort of technology to block the view from us. But I'm going to have to find out exactly. I'm sure it'll be visible. I mean, it has to. If it's the same size, right, as our current moon, it has to be visible. Absolutely. Yes, Camel Toe Harry could be going to prison. Absolutely. If everything's going to be forced to come to the surface, guys, that means nothing can be hidden anymore. So it's going to be a good thing. What is the source of my presentation? Well, the first part of the presentation was me giving you facts regarding the influence that the moon has always had on humanity, our emotions, our consciousness, the electromagnetic field, so on and so forth. The second part was a description of this moon being an artificial construct as a way to cancel what's left of the gravitational effects of the other moon, right, which was used by the Draco, in order to force everybody to a massive level of awakening. That was given to me by Ratier of the Ra Confederacy. Again, guys, make sure you type your questions in capital letters. All right, so I see another one from Joe and Opal. Joe and Opal. This positive energy coming in is great. Just yesterday, Mr. T had a meeting with Mr. Z concerning ending the war in Ukraine. Wow, yeah, I heard about that actually. I heard about that. That's pretty cool. That's good news. Thank you for sharing that. Will the Dark Hats use this opportunity to try to create a false story to hurt us? With all the support and protection and help that we have from all the different dimensions, I don't think that's even possible, guys. I don't think that's possible. These guys have nothing to stand on. They have been stripped of all their resources, you could say. And well, I guess I'm gonna have to wait for Whitehead Monday to give you guys an update. I still want to say it now, but I'm gonna have to wait. I have to stick to the subject here. Yes, many will be bipolar. That's possibly correct. Like during these times. Oh, I just lost it. Chat's going so fast. Once again. Are past loved ones in 5D doing what they didn't do while on Earth? This is a question from MJ Ya 59, and the answer to that is yes. So we're going to be reuniting with our past ones. That's why there's a saying, you will see them again. Thank you, Mary Jane. Mary Jean, she says, breath work is the key. Wonderful reminder, sister. Oh, this is a good one from Master of Light. Master Light, he calls himself Master Light. Welcome, Master Light. Will the second moon's effects be immediate? I think just like the waves and the tides, they come in and then they create an ebb and then a flow. So I would have to say as we get closer into probably the end of October, that's when we're going to be receiving its maximum peak, right? As it wanes, and it's like a no, it's like a wave, right? It ebbs and flows. So it's going to probably peak sometime I would say at the end of October, beginning week of November. Yeah, that's when it should peak. No, I don't listen to NASA. NASA's all a bunch of lies. Oops, I shouldn't say that here. Yeah, that was a covert program to hide how advanced the private sector has, achieved in space exploration and interdimensional technology. So it was designed to keep that under wraps, you could say. The Majestic 12 had a lot to do with that. I mean, the Majestic 12 guys. They were just covering everything up. They kept hiding things, saying it was like a space balloon. I mean, they were strictly under the control of the reptilians at one point. Let's see. This is a very good question from Larray. She's asking, will it follow the moon phases, right? From new moon to full moon and back and vice versa. That is a very good question. I am not an astrologer, but who knows? Maybe it's going to have different phases too. Or maybe it's going to be acting in unison with our other moon, right? As it's supposed to be its counterpart. Who knows? That's a very good question, though. Siska Mosquita is asking, welcome, Siska Mosquita. Are star seeds also Elohims? Some are, yes. Star seeds, advanced souls come from different levels of reality, higher than the third. So we could say that the fifth dimensional star seeds, the sixth and seventh, are not. But once you get into the eighth, no, fourth, five, and six are not. But once you get into the seventh dimension, eighth dimension, and above, those souls that are coming from those dimensions, yeah, they are considered angelic or Elohim. Absolutely. Yes, this is another question from Shirlene. Where is that? I just lost it. Hmm. Shirlene Santusi, welcome, Shirlene. Are the crystal pyramids around I think it was you were asking if they are in the Bermuda Triangle. Yes, and they're actually in the ocean. And these were pyramids that were actually used during the times of Atlantis that never became shut off. They never deactivated. They're still working, right? That explains all the anomalies and weird phenomena that has occurred in that region where things, ships, boats, airplanes just disappear. All right, they go into alternative universes, in other words. Please update us on Elon. Um, well, like I said, he's two souls in one body. He's got the potential for both timelines. All right, this is a good one from Justine Joy, QHHT. She's asking, how have we as a collective authorized this new moon? That's a very good question. And believe it or not, even though, okay, you know how we have our conscious mind, our subconscious, our superconscious? Well, Our subconscious mind, which is the portal to our superconscious mind, is in communication with these other beings, you could say. So that is who we are as a higher self. So we could say that as a higher self, right? Those of us that are down here and we've like just had enough. We're fed up. We either want to get picked up by our spacecraft and leave, or we want things to happen now, right? Where things change for the better, for the better. So because of that, we all agree. There was a vote among the star seeds on the planet, um, where on a different level of reality, through our super consciousness, we all agreed to have the blue avians intervene by sending us this second celestial object so that things, begin to accelerate like never before. Absolutely. So you could say that our subconscious, through our subconscious, our super conscious mind, which is what we are in the fifth dimension and up, agreed upon this event to happen. And again, we don't really know that. We don't really remember that. But that's what happened, right? Our higher selves, our collective higher selves, better yet, are the ones that agreed, that said, yes, guys, yes, guardians, intervene. Let's get this ball rolling. I want to activate some superpowers. I want to, accelerate my consciousness to the next level. Yes, so we as a collective, well, not our third dimensional mind, but our higher fifth dimensional, what is known as the superconscious self, we all approved of this to happen. Okay, so we all authorized it, as Justine wanted to know. Absolutely. Yes, Danny Halliday saying, is the moon going to be here for 2 months? It's going to be here from tomorrow, the 29th of September, till about the 25th of September. So about a short of a few days of 2 months, but yeah, almost 2 months. Oh, and by the way, guys, I do have a new course that begins in October, the 21st, 22nd, I believe. It's also on a Saturday and Sunday. I'm keeping the price reasonable. Um, so for those that want to take Ascension Basics or a Cosmic Origin, go to my website, ourcosmicorigin.com, for the new classes in October. Oh, this is a good one. This is a good question. Is there a base on the dark side of the moon? Gary, my friend, there is a whole interplanetary infrastructure, cities, huge domes on the dark side of the moon. And it has been like that for 50,000 years, ever since the Luciferian Anunnaki took over our system and hence our planet. Our system, because it also took over several other planets within our local star cluster. So somebody's saying, Cisco Lagas is saying that WTPN on Rumble confirmed everything Ishmael says. Wow, that's good. That's good to know that there's confirmation on this information. So as you guys can see, this is amazing where different people on different parts of the planet who don't even know each other, get almost the same information. That's pretty cool. I love that other people could confirm that. No, NASA is not a space agency. It's just a front. Yeah, perhaps peaking on Halloween. Never thought about that. Yes, the asteroid is a ship. Yeah, it's got the appearance of an asteroid, but it's really just like the moon. It's really a ship that is programmable. All right, a ship that is programmable, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were actually beings that were inside of it as well. But yeah, it was hauled into our orbit deliberately, not by accident. Remember that. Yes, thank you for that reminder. NASA stands for never a straight answer. Is there a galactic base on the dark side of the moon? Again, oh, I've already answered that. There's a whole infrastructure, huge cities that make New York look like, primitive. I'm just looking for questions. Somebody's saying, Mary Jane, actually, she's saying, Mary Jean. Yes, I think that the same, they are replacing the moon with the new moon. That's a good observation or a good assessment of the situation. Time travel was invented in 1955, according to Tom Numbers. Well, that's when the military industrial complex perfected it through the Montauk Project, beginning with that, and then what later led to the Philadelphia experiment, and so on and so forth. But the White Hats actually developed it 25 years earlier or 20 years earlier, and this was Nikola Tesla. And I did a whole live about that, guys, how Nikola Tesla and John Trump were the first ones to perfect time travel and did everything in their power to win the cabal on every time probability or on every outcome. It's a fascinating video. I think that's about 8 months old now. Okay, let's see. Wow, fascinating, says Cynthia K. Thank you, Cynthia, for being here. Um, Thank you, Ishmael, from Natalie Blackburn. Is the second moon? Okay, this is a question from Craig Toltz. Oh, where did it go? There it is. Is the moon a hollow space ship? If so, who are the passengers? Are you talking about the moon that we've had for the last 50,000 years that was hauled into our solar system from the draconian star system? Um, it was, it could operate as a spacecraft, but it was put there and stationary for a reason, guys. All right, but yes, at one point it did have the capacity or the capability of flying, absolutely, or navigating through space, absolutely. How do you think they were able to bring it here? Well, of course, they did use Stargate technology for that as well, but they still had to move it. It still had to go through the gate to jump into our solar system. I see a super chat. Where is it? There it is. Mex. This is a super chat from Mex. How you doing, Mex? And welcome. He's asking, hi, Ishmael. And all have you heard that in the distant past, Maine were guardians of the Stargates, men were guardians of the Stargates, and we lived on a planet called Urantia. Well, that's the name that the Urantia papers call this planet. It's called or Urantia. So you're saying that in the past, men were guardians of the Stargates, and we lived on a planet called Urantia. We're still living on Urantia, by the way. That's the name of the Earth to the cosmic community. It's Urantia, we call it. They don't call it Earth. We call it Earth, but they call it Urantia. But to answer your question, it was a council of both men and women that were the guardians of the Stargates, and they still are. Those are known as the Halls of Amenti, which connect third dimensional Earth with her fifth dimensional counterpart, known as Terra Earth, and then it also connects the Terra Earth to the Gaia Earth, which is the eighth dimensional counterpart, the Gaia Earth to the Aramatena Earth, which is the I guess, 11th dimensional counterpart, and then finally the Sophia Earth, which is the 13th dimensional counterpart. So yeah, those are the halls of the Menti. And at one point, the high priest and high priestess of the order of Melchizedek, the cloister races, those that were associated with the Guardian Alliance and the Emerald Order, were the ones that were in charge of those guardians. And believe it or not, it is believed that the guardians of the halls of Amenti, of these, stargates, have returned, and they are among the light warriors. They are among the starseeds. So who knows who they are? But they have all returned. And that's, I believe, that is what the Bible calls the return. Yeah, the return of the Elohim, the return of the sons and daughters of God. By the way, that is my dog Athena drinking water, guys. That's what you guys are hearing. All right, 2 more questions, guys. 2 more questions. This is a good one. Will our pineal gland, oops, where is it? This was a good one, I think. Where is it? It was about the pineal gland, Let me see if I could address the super chat from my phone, because on this Restream program, I don't know how to do it. 1 second. Yeah, Athena drinks a lot of water. She's just drinking water, guys. I have 1 super chat from Sylvia Vidal. She says, "Hi Ishmael, by any chance did you grow up listening to 80s pop music like Cynthia, Change Me On, or I Love That Era?" In the 80s, I was a kid. What did I listen to as a kid? Honestly, as a kid, I was probably into K-Rock, maybe K-Rock, or I think it was even a little bit of Power 106, but this was back when Power 106 used to play like Egypt, take me back to Egypt, that kind of music, not like modern day hip hop or anything. So yeah, I used to listen to a little bit of Power 106, but the good music, Power 106, not hip hop, right? And of course, K-Rock. I used to love flashbacks. I used to love the flashbacks, and I still do. I have a super chat. Didn't I just address it? Let's see if I have another one. All right, 1 more question. Let's see. Where is that question at? No, I only had one from Sylvia Vidal, according to my iPhone. I get a lot of frequent questions. A lot of people ask me about their pets. Our pets are coming with us. They are conscious beings. So, they go wherever we go. Let's see. I keep saying 1 more question, but for whatever reason, I'm still here, guys. Something's telling me to just hang on for a little bit. I'm hanging out with my brothers and sisters from all around planet Earth. Let's see. Ishmael, the council ordered the evil Dracos that took over the old satellite moon to leave and replace. Yes, exactly. Absolutely. Yep. Because, this is a new era is upon us. Their time is up. The Dracos' influence on planet Earth is being extinguished as I speak. Absolutely. Now she's eating her food. And only Athena, this is the only person, because she is a person, right, in the form of a dog, uh, can eat in front of me by smacking her lips, and it doesn't bother me. Only she can do that. Let's see. I'm trying to find a question that I haven't yet addressed because I get a lot of, again, same questions. I noticed, maybe probably from the newer people. If you're new to my channel, I would recommend to watch all my lives for the last year. That'll, bring you guys up to speed with a lot of information, a lot of same questions that a lot of people ask, and it's normal to have the same question, guys. There's nothing wrong with wanting to learn about Rh negative blood type, our pets coming with us. All right, so I think. Yes, I do speak Spanish. Somebody's asking if I speak Spanish. It was actually my first language. All right. Let's see. Will the Earth have a good moon? Have a good moon? Yes. This new celestial body that is camouflaged as an asteroid is actually going to be the good celestial body that is going to completely neutralize and extinguish the gravitational effects that our current moon has had for over 50,000 years. I would recommend watching the live from the beginning. I know that some people just jump on. I see about 100 new people within the last 10 minutes, and you guys just jumped on, or 15 minutes. I would recommend that you guys watch this from the beginning. A lot was shared today, and with that in mind, I wish you all a beautiful evening. May the God force be with each and every single one of you always.